All right, so call halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth and where I'm still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am of that number. All right, so we're going to speak on this prophecy that we find in Revelation 13 and verses 16 and 17. We'll read it first and then we'll go through it. All right, so it reads, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." All right, so let's go ahead and run through this. All right, so, and he. Well, first, let's start this way. All right, so this prophecy has not come to pass yet. All right, but there is a technology that this is warning about. All right, it's been being warned about. This has been in the scriptures, right? So this is a technology that is here today. Okay, but even though the technology is here in the earth, this prophecy has not come to pass yet. Now, how can we say the technology is here, but this prophecy hasn't come to pass? It's because of these first four words in verse 16. And he causeth all. All right, this thing is going to be made mandatory on a global scale. All right. Also, the technology itself is not sin. Okay, what is sin is the receiving of this thing into your body. Okay, that is where the problem lies. All right. So, and he. All right. So the he has to be able to causeth all. Right. So let's find out who this he is. All right. First, let's go to Job 9 and 24. All right, it reads, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" So there are two clues in this verse. All right, one, the earth is given into his hand. All right, two, he covered the faces of the judges thereof. All right, so this image of the Messiah that everyone is coming to grips with being false. All right, who did that? Okay. It is also the same people that did the finger of Adam or finger of God. I keep forgetting what it's called. All right. Also, the same people did the Last Supper. All right, the painting that we know of the Last Supper. All right, these all look the same. It was the same person that did these things. But going back to the picture of the Messiah, all right, whose real name is Yahweh Shai, all right, this is whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus, among other names. All right, but that image does not represent the description given of the Messiah in the scriptures. All right, so now the excuse is that color doesn't matter. All right, yes, it does matter. For truth's sake, it matters. All right, if it didn't matter, why would you change it? Why would you change the color and image of the Messiah? All right, why would you change his name? Why would you put a color on the Lord and Adam in the finger of Adam, or the finger of God, whatever that mural is called? Or why would you put a color on the Last Supper, the disciples and the Lord? All right, the disciples and the Messiah. Why would you put a color on that? All right, all this points to is whom did this. All right, they painted these images in their own likeness. All right, so let's get another verse, and we're going to touch on something else. Let's go to Malachi. All right, verse 1 and 4. Remember, the wicked are the ones that the earth was given into the hand to, okay? Malachi 1 and 4 reads, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever." Right? Keep that in mind, and let's go to this. This is Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. Remember, at the beginning of that verse, it said, "Whereas Edom saith." So we're going to go in this Compact Bible Dictionary, and we're going to look up Edom. All right. It says Edom, Edomites. It says the nation and its people who were the descendants of Esau. He founded the country, so his name is equated with Edom. The country was also called Seir, or Mount Seir, which was the name of the territory in which the Edomites lived. Now, at the bottom of this entry, it also says this: Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Lord, which is why it's stated here in Malachi 1 and 4 that they are going to be called or referred to as the border of wickedness and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. Okay, so we know that they are wicked. Okay, we know that they are Esau, Edom, and through the paintings, right, since they paint the things in their likeness, we know that they are the so-called white man. All right, does that mean that everyone that is so-called white is an Edomite? No. In Deuteronomy, starting at the 15th verse, in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, starting at the 15th verse, it starts to list consequences of disobedience for Israel. Okay? In verse 64, it reads this way. It says, "And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone." Okay? Also, in Jeremiah 12 and 9, it reads this: "Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird." All right, the birds round about are against her. "Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour." All right, so let's go into this word speckled. All right, it says colored, variegated, speckled. Okay? All right? So the Lord's heritage is of many colors. All right? We were scattered into all nations, into all four corners of the earth, and so we look like all nations, even so-called white people. Okay? So no, everyone that is so-called white is not an Edomite. But Esau Edom is a so-called white man. Okay, he painted those images. When I say he, I mean as a people. They painted those images in their own likeness. All right. So that is the and he. Okay. In Revelation 13 and verse 16. Causeth all. All right. Let's go see what the word causeth is poieo in the Greek. And that means, hold on. That means to make, right? He's going to make all right? Receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, okay? That word also means to make ready and so at the same time to institute, all right? These people down here on this earth have used the same old strategy, all right? They control both sides. When they feel as though they want to do pass a law or make something mandatory or whatever the case may be, okay, they cause the problem and then present the answer. All right, and since they uh, um, fancy themselves as the Most High, all right, they're going to present this thing to you as a savior for many things. All right, so that means a lot of the world that receive this thing are going to just fall right into their trap, man, because they're going to use convenience, which a lot of people are lazy. All right, a lot of people are lazy. Let me look for this word convenience. And they know this. All right, they know this. So the definition of convenience is the quality of being suitable to one's comfort, purposes, or needs. And already the world is swallowed up in these people's craft or divination, all right, because of comfort and purposes. People don't want to hear the truth because it makes them uncomfortable or because it doesn't fit their purpose or their needs. Not right now. They don't see it yet. All right, these people have Nelsonian knowledge. All right, the second definition of convenience is personal comfort or advantage. All right, the people don't see the Lord's words as any kind of advantage. Now, us of the remnant and the elect, Lord willing, I am of that number. All right. As a matter of fact, the Lord um, referred to this truth, right, as the comforter. Right, the Holy Spirit is the comforter, and we do have an advantage. Right, Esau, it took technology for him to get this far, and he's depending on technology to bring the world into his bondage even more so. All right, we have the Lord's words, and we are ahead of them. We're waiting for them to go ahead and push what they're going to push. All right. So the Lord's word acts as our comfort and advantage. All right, but most of the people of this world, okay, see Esau for their comfort or advantage. They don't see They see the Lord's words as opposite of being comfortable or advantageous. All right. Definition 3 of convenience, it says something that increases comfort or saves work. All right. So the world doesn't really recognize what's going on here. Okay. The world is just, oops. Yeah, the world doesn't recognize what's going on, man. Because it's not given for them to see. So these people are going to cause problems and then present this as an answer. For example, all right, climate change. Okay, they're going to use this. They're going to have a measurable thing to be able to calculate your carbon footprint. Now, all these people that are for saving the earth because they think they can do that, are going to call for people to get this thing. They're going to agree with this thing being pushed because why not? You know, it helps the earth. It tracks people's carbon footprint. It helps against theft because people can't steal what's inside you. All right. It helps with not having to worry about carrying your wallet around because your money is on there, your ID is on there. All right. So people are going to be agreeable to this thing being pushed. Okay. That's just how it's going to go. It's going to be sanctuary cities. What if these 15-minute cities or 20-minute cities, whatever they're calling them now, convert over to being called sanctuary cities? All right, where all hell is breaking loose on the streets. So they have these towns set up that are safe. They have the military, police, the best police in this, well, the police in this town. All right, but guess what you need to get in there? You need a digital ID. Okay, you need the micro C-hip. What are you going to do then? They have shelter in there. Basically, if you are outside of this sanctuary city, you will have to fend for yourself. But if you get the MOTB, all right, receive this mark, all right, you can come into the city. You can have access to hospitals, food, shelter. I mean, we'll be controlling you. All right, you'll be under a lot of control, but at least you'll be able to have these things. All right, even if it is the most minimal thing. All right, you won't be outside of the city where it's lawlessness. All right, what are you going to do? Okay, and there's not going to be a, I'll meet you halfway type thing on this. No, you're going to have to make a pledge to these people. You're going to have to take this thing. All right, receive this mark. All right, otherwise, you're going to be ousted out of society where you can't buy or sell, and you'll have to fend for yourself. The thing is, at that point, it just may be too late, man. Your only protection from this really is the Lord. All right, and that's if you are a Hebrew Israelite. Okay, if you stem from one of the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. So I just want to touch on that really quick. I don't even know how long this video has been going, but they're going to get a lot of people with this convenience. I mean, most of the money in the world made by these corporations are from convenience or these addictive foods or these addictive medicines. All right. Just that the men of the Lord, all right, we can see this coming from a mile away. And people are just going more and more into darkness. All right, let me see. All right, let's go to Matthew 6. Matthew 6 and man. Let's start at 19. Matthew 6 and 19. It reads, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." All right. The most valuable thing on this earth right now is the gift of faith that comes with the Holy Spirit, that comes with the truth, that comes with the brotherhood, that comes with the protection from Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. All these other things are going to be. Actually, let's get this one. Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. So your money, these things that you are worried about on this earth as it is now aren't going to matter, man. Not even let's all right. 1 Timothy 4:8. For bodily exercise profiteth little. It does profit, but little. All right. But godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that now is and of that which is to come. All right. So this knowledge, truth, and understanding is everything to us now. All right. Again, Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. What else are you looking forward to if not to be saved from this place? All right. This place is about to go. All right. This place is about to go. All right. And it has to. All right. Prophecy says that it will, which means that it has to. All right. But these are the things that you should be gathering. Right? You're storing up your treasures in heaven. This knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and walking in the ways of the Lord. Right? Things that please him. That's what you should be worried about. Hold on a second. All right, hold on a second. Hold on a minute. Let's get to this earth because I brought that up earlier. So this is Ecclesiastes 1 and 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. All right. And we trust in these words. All right. We trust in these words. They are faithful and true. Okay. All right. Let me find something else really quick. All right. This is First John 2 and starting at 15, and the subheading above verse 15 reads, do not love the world. It reads, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. All right. In the NLT, it says, and this world is fading away, along with everything that people crave. But anyone who does what pleases God will live forever. The NIV, the world and its desires pass away, but whoever does the will of God lives forever. All right, let's try this AMP. The world is passing away, and with it, its lusts, the shameful pursuits, and ungodly longings. But the one who does the will of God and carries out his purposes lives forever. All right, so let's get back to this prophecy really quick. All right, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. Let's go to this word mark. All right, this mark goes back to the Greek word charagma. And what it says here is of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. Okay, we know this word to be the ones that are against the Messiah or the anti-Messiah. All right, there are many anti-Messiahs. Most of the world are anti-Messiahs. Even 2/3 of Israel over here in America are anti-Messiahs. Strong's definition of charagma says a scratch or etching, i.e. stamp, as a badge of servitude. Okay. So we know this mark to be the micro C-hip or the RFID C-hip. Let's see, what is all right, I put in what is an RFID C-hip. It says an RFID C-hip is a small electronic device that uses radio frequency identification technology to store and transmit data. It typically consists of a microchip and an antenna, allowing it to communicate with RFID readers for tracking and identification purposes. All right, let's read something else really quick. Hold on. I put, what is human micro C-hipping used for? It says human micro C-hipping is used for various purposes, including identification, contactless payments, and storing medical information. It can also facilitate access control for buildings and devices, making everyday tasks more convenient. Okay. All right, this is an article called Human Micro C-Hipping, the Benefits and Disadvantages. I wonder if they mention the Lord. All right. Let's see, it says micro C-hips. We're all familiar with them. They're used in our phones, our computers, and are often embedded in our pets. I don't know one person with them embedded in pets, but I know that there are a lot. All right. But the idea of fusing technology with human biology is an idea many people are quite understandably far less comfortable with. So what is this article going to do? Bribe you? Let's see. The concept of human micro C-hipping is relatively simple. It involves implanting microscopic integrated circuits under the human skin, commonly the gap between the thumb and forefinger. These C-hips can serve a range of purposes, including identification, contactless payments, and more. All right, just a little sidebar. I remember the whole money scare or cash scare during the 2019-2020 event. Okay, wanted to get people away from cash and say that you could contract certain things by touching the MONEY. All right, so I think they probably did too much in those few years, but people easily forget, man. People are easily distracted. All right, they're just running the same play over again. Okay, new characters, new team, same damn play. All right. Remember, bribing, convenience, peace and safety. These are the things they use. All right. It goes on to read, it's an area still in its embryonic stages. In 2017, a Wisconsin-based company famously hosted a C-hip party. I remember when those things were on the news. We kept hearing about them. They wanted to make it look cool. All right. But certain people are not going to go. All right. Most of the world is. Okay. Unfortunately for them. Okay. It says a Wisconsin-based company famously hosted a C-hip party where employees could become micro C-hipped purely for convenience purposes. Instead of accessing company premises through a key fob, employees could swipe their newly micro C-hipped hand. The company, Three Square Market, specializes, and this is fair use, right? Fair use, fair use. Okay. The company Three Square Market specializes in cafeteria kiosks. Naturally, the C-hips also allowed staff to make contactless payments in the workplace canteen. Here's getting people with the simplest shit, man. It's hard to dissociate the dystopian elements of this story, but note the procedure was fully voluntary. All right. It also represents just one of a handful of reports of corporate human micro C-hipping. There are, however, now 5,000 Swedes with C-hips implanted in their bodies. A Swedish rail operator now even facilitates payments through human implanted micro C-hips. Let me see when this article was. This is from December 21st of 2022. All right. So it goes on, it says, while technology pioneers advocate for a greater acceptance, for a greater acceptance of micro C-hipping, some serious worries must first be reckoned with. Harm to the human body, which scriptures tell you that it is going to harm the human body. All right, but these people don't care about what the scriptures say. They don't consider the Lord. Harm to the human body, privacy concerns, and theft are very real threats that are part and parcel of human micro C-hips. Let me see what this is. Hold on. Hold on a second. Let's see what this is. Part and parcel meaning. Let's see. Part and parcel. An integral or essential piece, that which must be done or accepted as part of something else. So you're just going to have to accept that this is what comes with the micro C-hip. All right, harm to the human body, privacy concerns, and theft are very real threats. The potential for hacking. Privacy concerns surrounding human micro C-hipping take many different forms, with hacking being a major one. Theoretically, hackers could steal private information kept on the wearer's micro C-hip. Financial information used in contactless payments or medical records stored on the C-hip could all be at the mercy of a new form of hacking. Intrusive surveillance, a kind of bordering on Orwellian, could be another troubling consequence of human micro C-hips. All right, they mention this Orwellian, but they don't mention the scriptures, man. Not that people would listen anyway, or not that most people are going to listen. The Lord has already made up the mind of most people. It says a user with a micro C-hip implanted in them could potentially be tracked wherever they go. Information from RFID C-hips is easily obtained, meaning the everyday movements of a citizen could be monitored and exploited for nefarious purposes. All right, now we're going to talk about medical complications. It says the potential biological complications are also somewhat unknown. While we know that human micro-C-hipping is physically possible, infections and other medical complications could be unexpected side effects of the procedures. I thought they were part and parcel. Some of the key health concerns associated with micro C-hips include adverse tissue reaction. The scriptures say that is definitely going to happen. Implanted transponder migration, electromagnetic interference, cancer risk. Scriptures say cancer risk. Okay. Some studies have associated cancer and the increased risk of tumor growth in animals to micro C-hip implantation. Although these are rare cases, making excuses for this shit already. Social concerns. It says while privacy and health issues are at the fore of concerns, there are some significant social ramifications too. The 3 Square Market incident represented a physical infusion of workplace technology into the human body, as well as raising concerns about work infiltrating the body of the free individual. It also could create an unsettling dynamic within the future workforce in 30 or 40 years. In 30 or 40 years' time, employees who opt to become micro C-hipped could gain an unfair advantage in the labor market. They're being slick talking this thing up, unfair advantage. And these people are slick. They are so slick, man. Really, but not really. All right, we see them, but the world, though, for the most part, are already taken by these things, man. All right, so now they're going to talk about the practical benefits. It says, evidently, human micro C-hipping raises some concerns, but what are the benefits of this procedure? The FDA has approved the use of VeriChip or VeriC-hip, VeriC-hip, VeriC-hip. If the FDA approves it, it must be good, right? An implantable micro C-hip that allows doctors instant access to patients' medical records under the grounds that it could save countless lives. C-hips could also be used to protect dementia patients by tracking their movements should they wander. Wow. Likewise, newborns can be implanted with C-hips to prevent baby swapping or kidnapping. I'm getting tired just reading this stuff, man. All right, because we know that most of the world is going to be taken by this man. All right, these words, just no matter how much you point these things out, how clear the scriptures point to this, people still try to argue try to argue for this world. All right, cognitive dissonance. Oh boy. What is cognitive dissonance? Cognitive dissonance. In the field of psychology, cognitive dissonance is described as the mental disturbance people feel when they realize their cognitions and actions are inconsistent or contradictory. This may ultimately result in some change in their cognitions or actions to cause greater alignment between them so as to reduce the dissonance. Hold on a second. Dissonance. It says a harsh, disagreeable combination of sounds. Hold on. Definition 2 of dissonance, it says lack of agreement, consistency, or harmony, conflict within yourself, man. Wow. I like this one right here. Anyway, let's see. Yeah. Definition 5, it says want of agreement. So you'll do anything you can to get the contradictory things within yourself to agree. All right, even if it takes ignoring what's right in your face just to hold on what is comfortable to you. All right, even if what is comfortable to you is bad. All right, hold on. All right, still talking about practical benefits. It says in terms of day-to-day, human micro CHIPs allow easy and fast cashless payments, automatic device control, and a method of identification. Wow, all of that sounds worth, okay, just disregarding what the Lord says. Now that's going to be the mentality of most of the world, man. Sounds worth it. All right, I really want to be on the side of the Lord, but I want fast and easy cashless payments. I want automatic device control and a method of identification. Anyway, it goes on to read, while these are undeniably useful, are they necessary and do they outweigh the risks? Who is micro CHIPing technology truly benefiting? We know, right? The anti-messiahs. Okay? It says some argue that human micro CHIPs represent the next stage in technological and human evolution. We already use mobile phones and other wearable devices, so why not take the leap to micro CHIPing? All right. That was just a quick article. Oops. Oh boy, I'm telling you. Let's see what this is. I'm gonna save this. Probably read that later. Anyway, so you can take our word for it or not, man. We are to tell you whether you hear or forbear. All right, but the Lord told us what this thing is. All right, the Lord told us what this thing is, and He told us to warn you. All right, whether you hear it or not. So, do not take this micro C-hip. All right, do not take the RFID C-hip. Do not take the Charagma. All right. Yes, this thing is going to sound very convenient. It's going to sound very helpful when it comes to disabilities like blindness, paralysis, dementia. All right. It's going to sound very beneficial if you don't want to remember your ID and your keys in the morning or whenever you go to work. All right. It's going to sound very beneficial to your doctors. Less paper they have to keep at the office. You have all your information on this C-hip. All right. None of this is worth turning your back on the Lord, man. None of it. I don't care how many conveniences they tell you and how many abilities you gain. It's not worth it. All right. So with that, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth, and this is where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am of that number. And just really quick, ultimately, it's not what you want to do that is going to happen. This is what the Lord has happened. All right, but this world is going digital. Even with this recent inauguration, these recent executive orders, right? This is going in the direction of this prophecy. This prophecy is going to happen. All right, no matter what is playing out on the world stage, and it is a stage. All right, the man in the office now is acting like he is against. He's acting like he is against the elites, but don't fall for it. All right, and he causeth all to make ready, and so at the same time to institute. All right, maybe he'll act the part, but make a lane. Okay, for example, when he did the Operation Warp Speed or whatever that thing was called, right? When it came to coming up with a vaccine for that iris buy, right? When they realized that more people would take the iris buy if he wasn't pushing it, or more people would take the vaccine if he wasn't pushing it, right? They had somebody else push it. Okay, but he was the first one that did that warp speed, right? You had people saying that they wouldn't take that thing if it was him that pushed it. So what they do, they get somebody else in there, and he pushed it. So everybody gathered to it. All right. Same thing with this. If the elites push this thing, you know, a lot of so-called smart Americans, all right, won't take it because of the elites. And this is just an example. All right. I don't know that this is what it is. All I know is that this prophecy is going to come to pass either way. But maybe people are saying if they push it, they won't take the micro C-hip. All right. But if he pushes it, they might. All right. That's all I'm saying. They're on the same squad. They're playing opposing forces with the same end in sight. Regardless of which way you go, you're going to end up where they want to go. You're going to end up what the Lord told you what was going to happen. Because ultimately, it is the Lord's will that these things play out like this. All right. So again, shalom to the remnant and the elect. Lord willing, I am of that number, and Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.